Time for Dealbreakers here on the Kap and Hood Morning Show. And the Dealbreakers is brought to you by...
That would be my friends at Affinity Whole Health at feelgreatillinois.com for more energy, more drive, and increased libido.
Oh.
Norling, go to feelgreatillinois.com.
Here's Shea Norling. Shea?
All right, let's
haven't
get
hit it in
started.
4
With
months.
enough. The audio's there. You can just use the audio.
I don't have access. I've been neutered on the soundboard. Go ahead.
Excuse me? That gets it wet. Let's get started with deal breakers. You start dating a woman, you're very attracted to her. She's exactly the kind of person you're typically into. You really believe this could be a long-term relationship. After your third date, you go back to her place. She shows you some old photos of herself, including Halloween photos where she is in costume wearing blackface. She tells you this is not something she would do now, but it was funny at the time. Is this an instant deal breaker?
For me, yes, because it reveals true character. Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it.
Mm-hmm.
That is not a good decision. And if you were willing to make that decision, I wonder what other decisions you're capable of.
Okay. Well, Cap, the question we have to ask is she hot?
But is it a hotness for a couple of nights, or are we talking long-term relationship here?
That's a good question.
What's the scale there, Hoodie? How hot does she have to be to overlook the virulent racism?
You know, people do it every day.
We need the hot racist curve. Like, where on the curve do you have to land that the racism is no longer a factor for me?
Well, Cap, as you well know, people overlook that all the time. What's your politics? Yeah, but you're hot, though. All right. We can overlook that. All right, turn the lights off. That's it. Let's do this. No, that is a deal breaker, clearly. Clearly, that is a deal breaker. There's just no way around that. You wore blackface because you wanted to be what?
Correct.
And you're trying to make fun of what? What character were you trying to portray there?
Correct.
Yeah, that would be a deal breaker, yes. And by the way, some of your favorite stars have worn blackface before, so it's not anything that would be rare. We've seen it all over the place. Even the great Jimmy Fallon has done this, and Jimmy Kimmel and others have done this. So, wow. Yep.
Did you not know that, Kaplan?
No.
Yeah, big Karl Malone sketch back in the day.
Yes. Tom Hanks.
Thankfully, they were just playing basketball because that sketch could have been really bad.
Wow. And females too. So I mean, hey, it was a thing, and it's still a thing in some parts of our world, unfortunately. You look disappointed, JC, in the world. Are you disappointed?
No, I'm just thinking about, I think there's an SNL sketch where Eddie Murphy did whiteface, and he went to like a just salon and to see the reactions he got. So I'm just thinking about the opposite.
Oh, yes, the bit that he was doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of like a white chicks type of thing.
Chappelle did whiteface all the time.
He did.
I thought it was hilarious.
He did. But, yep, that's a deal breaker.
For me. Sure.
Yep.
Shay.
All right, I saw this post this morning online. A man who has been married for 11 years, has never once gotten a visit to Oral Roberts University from his wife. After 11 years without a visit to Oral Roberts University, are you leaving that marriage? This guy's got to wake up and be like, listen, we're done. That's enough.
Well, yeah, but what took 11? I mean, you're going to wait 11 years and then you're leaving?
I'm like, what? I'm reading this, like, just wake up this morning and go,
whoa,
you know what? This is
holy
BS.
Cow.
Okay, wait a minute. Did Oral Bob visit during...
Whoa.
Okay, whoa. Let's just use the proper name.
Okay, let's not do that.
Bob is short for Robert. Did Oral Bob visit while they were dating?
Yes. Just ever since they got hitched.
So
the
he got
visits have
padlocked
stopped.
as soon as they got married.
Yes.
No more campus visits after they signed
Yes.
the license.
The well has been dry for 11 years.
That'd be an issue.
Oh.
Yes. That's the problem, Green. Yes.
Oh.
There's none of that. Yes.
Yeah.
There is
that
no
would
O.
be a major issue.
Yes. And why is that, Cap? Go ahead. Tell us why. Huh? Why is that an issue? Go ahead.
Now, again, maybe the
Cap?
guy's not into it. I would question his sanity. But if you're into it and both sides are not going to participate, what are we doing here?
Well, why is that a problem for you in particular?
It's not a problem for me.
Oh, it's not? No, I'm just saying, why would it be a problem for you? Cap?
Shea?
No. No. I asked you a question. Why would that be a problem for you if that was the case?
Because I think it's a healthy part of a normal relationship.
Is it?
Yeah. I do.
You said it's not a problem for you. That's what you just said.
All right, Shea.
You just said that. Did you just say? You just said it's not a problem.
It's not an issue.
Okay. I would say that now but again, going back to the question though, is that a deal breaker in a relationship? Like if you're 0 for 11,
been way before 11 years.
but he said that but pre-marriage he said it was not a problem. Now he's 0 for 11.
Okay, at what point in year one
Oh,
are you going? What's going on here?
Oh.
I see. Would you sit down and have a conversation?
Yes.
How would you go about it, Cap? You're not giving me any. How would that work? You'd be yelling, I'm sure.
No, you have to be quiet and respectful.
Quiet. Wait a minute. You say quiet and respectful. Did you say?
What's going on here?
Oh my God! Yelling.
It's a two-way street here.
Two-way. What's the other street, Cap?
Just be very careful, please.
Taking care of your partner.
Oh, I see. Two-way street. I see.
Listen, if it's me, I'm making like Oral Roberts legend Max Asmus. I'm hitting the portal. I'm out. Transfer portal time.
But what took
Texas is looking pretty.
11 years?
I'm going to Texas.
Like you woke up one day in the 11th year?
Asmus was there for 4.
So, JC, when you've got your pajamas on and your long pants,
Right, your gloves, your socks.
Yes. How much is that an issue for you? Would you leave this person because of this? Jay can too.
Yeah, I'd probably transfer. Yeah. I would transfer.
How about that?
But I think I'm more of like a popcorn trick guy, so it doesn't matter.
Oh.
This guy, man.
So, is it a deal breaker? Yes, it can be a deal breaker. Absolutely.
Yes.
But I like the idea of you sitting down having a conversation, respectfully, quietly. You said,
Quietly.
"Hun,
Pour a glass of wine.
yeah,
Can we have a conversation?
hun, what's the problem?" Right?
There are certain things that are
What?
important.
Oh, yes, important, yes.
Right.
Put that on the poll at ESPN 1000. Would you?
Yeah.
Not like the cologne. Is there?
Yeah, it's going right up on the poll. Are you kidding me? Every station in our company is going to be on that one. What the hell is going on in Chicago?
Well, every station in this company is asking what the hell's going on in Chicago. Deal breakers. Here's Shea Norley. Shea, go right ahead.
All right, let's get started with round 2 of Deal Breakers. One of your closest friends, who is a woman, texts you telling her that her and her boyfriend broke up and she's lonely, wants you to come over and cuddle her.
Oh, man.
You do your best to decline politely because, frankly, you're not attracted to her that way. You've known each other forever. You don't want to mess up your friendship, all those things. She eventually comes clean, tells you she only texted you this because her and her boyfriend got in a fight when he told her that men can't be friends with women unless they want to hook up. She was just testing your intentions. How do you react to being used by her that way?
It's not a deal breaker, Cap. It's just kind of odd. We've been friends for a long time, and you're using me as a lab rat for this scenario.
So Shea, just to get this correct, I was closer friends with her, and I knew her boyfriend, or I was super tight with the boyfriend.
No,
too?
you were super tight with her.
With her, because that's your good friend.
Okay, and she wanted to use me in that way.
Because they were having a fight and she wanted to use you to prove that she was right.
Yeah, that's a deal breaker.
Like you're done with the relationship?
It would never be the same.
That is true. That's true, because I'd say, why did you have to use me to be able to prove that point? If your word is not good enough, then you should break up with him. That, and since we're friends and we're candid, that's what I would say to her. Like, if you need to use me as an example, I mean, we've been friends all this time. We got nothing going on. You have your boyfriend, I've got who I'm going out with. So why use me in that scenario?
Correct.
That makes no sense. Like, okay, you and I can still be homies, but don't call me as often.
Right. If we were that tight. Now, if she called and said, can you come over? I'm having a fight with, Jonathan, my boyfriend. I would, sure. And we can talk. But if she used me in that way, no, we're done.
And no cuddling either, by the way, since we're friends.
Right.
There's no cuddling. Because you know what cuddling leads to.
Right.
It leads to our previous segment.
Right. Correct.
Netflix and chill.
Look at Art Cardi in there with Trixie. Just watch the tube.
Yeah. No.
And sleep in
that would-
separate beds, too.
I'm not saying I'd never speak to her again, but our relationship would never be the same.
That's fair.
Shea.
That's fair analysis.
Cuddling a one-way trip to Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Wow. Danny's sweating up there. Oh, please let the segment be over.
All right, your neighbors have gotten a dog. This dog constantly digs under the backyard fence to get into your yard. You've brought up with your neighbors getting a contractor to build a barrier fence underground so that they can't get through. They weren't interested. You've also brought up your neighbors putting some stones on their side of the fence so the dog can't dig in that spot. They said it wouldn't look good with the rest of their yard. It doesn't match the aesthetic. Well, one day the dog gets across and eats some toxic plants that you have in your yard, and it needs to have its stomach pumped. It survives, but it's really expensive, and your neighbors claim you need to pay half of the vet bill for poisoning their dog. How do you react?
That's
Nope.
a no shot.
Well, it's a deal breaker.
It's a deal breaker.
Yes.
But if I'm already having issues with them, I don't know if there's any dealing going on in terms of a relationship. But I mean, it would be, that's not happening.
Control your dog. That's your responsibility.
Well, if there was no fence, I would hope that I had warned them, hey, those plants can be toxic to your dog. But if this dog keeps digging under the fence and they don't want to put in an underground little barrier there, and they don't want I've tried, guys. Sorry, that's on you. Not happening.
I would say it depends on the kind of home, right? I'm a South Sider, and we've got fences, and some have homes, Kap, in which the backyards kind of flow into one another.
Yeah.
Where there is no fence to separate the line of demarcation from one home to the other. So, but I mean, I'm doing that anyway. If that's me, because I don't want to have other animals or dogs digging into my yard. I wouldn't want that.
Right.
Hey, dog owner, take care of your situation. And by the way, you don't have that problem in your yard. Your dogs don't go into the tutus, do they?
No, we have an electric fence. Mm-hmm. And so the dogs wear a collar, and they can't, they could, but they don't run out of the yard. Mm-hmm. We also have the electric fence in the house. So they can't go in the dining room, and they can't go in the living room.
Yes.
So they don't. We're eating dinner, they're not in there.
Mindy also set one up for you. Make sure that you don't go into certain areas of the home,
Correct.
like her office.
Yeah.
Stay out of there.
Bedroom.
Bedroom too. Okay.
Can I take this off now? No.
All right, and that is Deal Breakers right here on Kap and Hood, right here on ESPN 1000.